It's time now for our press review, and Deepti Laurent is here in studio for a look through the papers with us. Deepti, you're starting with our main story. It is, of course, this ongoing story involving the British Prime Minister. He's still clinging on to power.
Yeah, he's refusing to leave, really, and that's really the focus of the British dailies today. Pressure is continuing to mount on Boris Johnson, and the calls are also have been stepped up for the past few days in the British press as well. The Guardian today says that Boris Johnson is desperate, deluded, and clinging to power in this rather evocative front page picture of a very much an embattled British Prime Minister who's really, in a way, bringing British politics to its knees. The message is very clear from the papers. The papers today: Johnson must go, and that's what Metro says on its front page. They say, "Get the exit done, Boris." While the Sun focuses on Johnson's message to Tory rebels, saying that they'll have to dip their hands in blood if they want him to go. So very sort of violent kind of images in the British press today. This idea of a war, really. The Times of London sees Johnson fighting for his life. It says his political life. That is, it of course follows the resignations of 40 ministers and aides. The Prime Minister capping a day of chaos by firing his frenemy, the Housing Minister Michael Gove. The Conservative paper's cartoonist Peter Brooks today also sees this as really the final nail in the coffin of Boris Johnson's political life. The PM, even in his coffin, is still asking if he can keep the wallpaper. That's in reference, of course, to one of many scandals. This one involved €1,000 a roll gold wallpaper that he had decorated in 10 Downing Street that ended up crumbling. So they had to bring in decorators to re-wallpaper the walls.
And at this point, after months of scandals, it seems baffling that he's still insisting that he's going to cling on to power. It's something The Guardian has been looking at.
Well, The Guardian asks, how much longer can he cling on like this for? It's the question that The Guardian asked, but no doubt a lot of us are asking as well. Despite Partygate, despite numerous other scandals, despite his own ministers leaving, despite barely surviving a no-confidence vote, Johnson is adamant to hold on to his seat at 10 Downing Street. The Parliament rules, of course, stipulate that another vote of no confidence cannot take place for a year. The Guardian says, as unlikely a scenario it is, perhaps Johnson might gamble it all by calling general elections, even if the paper says for the moment that's just speculation.
Staying with a bullish theme, if we could say that. You're turning to a different story, moving to Pamplona and the running of the Bulls Festival. It's underway again after 2 years.
Yes, that's right. A 2-year absence. It's on the front page of the Spanish paper ABC today. The world famous Pamplona bullfighting festival returned for the first time. Nice to see crowds out and about. Animal rights activists, however, are calling for the festival to be banned for good because they say it's very cruel to the animals. In any case, the 8-day fiesta kicked off with red wine and sangria flowing freely among the crowds of people. This festival, and Pamplona, of course, was made famous by Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises. Now, on the topic of major events returning for the first time since COVID, Arab News, that's a Saudi paper, they're focusing on quite a different pilgrimage, I guess you could say. It's the annual Hajj pilgrimage to the holy site of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. 1 million people are observing the rituals of Hajj. It follows generally what they do is they follow the route that Prophet Muhammad took 1,400 years ago. 1 million vaccinated worshippers are expected to arrive in Mecca. That's according to Arab News. The journey begins, it says on its front page. Around 23 hospitals and 143 health centers have also been set up to accommodate all these people arriving.
Deepti, the Women's Euro football tournament has kicked off. You've been looking at some of the top players.
That's right. The hosts, England, are of course considered favourites, Sharon, to win the competition alongside the Spanish side as well. Now, England player Lauren Hemp is one of the players to watch out for, at least according to this article from Sports Illustrated. She was named Women's Young Player of the Year for 3 seasons in a row. There's also France's captain, Wendy Renard, arguably one of the sport's best defenders. She captains not just France, but her club Lyon. She's helped them win 14 French league titles and 8 Champions League titles. There's also Norway's Ada Hegerberg, the first ever woman to win a Ballon d'Or in 2018. She actually quit international soccer over what she said was a lack of respect for female players, but clearly she's back now and hoping to help her side win the title.
Finally, Deepti, it sounds rather intriguing. Kim Kardashian, her latest outfit, has caused something of a stir at Paris Fashion Week, paying tribute to an old mining town in the UK.
That's right. And, anything Kim Kardashian does makes headlines, right? If she walks or talks or breathes, it's headlines. But this week, she stepped out in a skin-tight Balenciaga black jumpsuit. And right on her butt were engraved fake tour dates for a fictional music band. You know, when you wear the T-shirts with all the tour dates, so that's what it looked like. And at the top of those fake tour dates was the British town of Barnsley. The British paper Metro tells us that the reason for these random dates and towns engraved on her butt is actually a tribute. It's the birth dates and birthplaces of those people working for Balenciaga. So there's somebody at Balenciaga who was born in Barnsley. It's an unexpected plug for the town of Barnsley. The town's museum actually tweeted out, thanks to Kardashian and her famous behind with the peach emoji, for this shout out to the old mining town of Barnsley.
Some unexpected good publicity for them, I guess.
Exactly.
Deepti, Laurent, thank you so much for that. That was our press review. And don't forget, you can download all of our press reviews as audio podcasts. You can find those podcasts on all your usual players and on our website, france24.com. Well, that's it from us for now, but do stay with us here on France 24.